Excuse me. Your balls are showing. Bumblebee tuna?
That's so funny. Okay, the reason I bring that up, and I swear there's a good reason for that. By the way, we're broadcasting from the Storms Bros Junk Removal Studios. Hey, I guess that they kind of go together. Junk, balls are anyway, you guys get the idea. Go check them out. It's junk removal, not junk removal. You know what I'm saying? Unwanted items. Okay. Anyway, go to stormsbrothersjunk.com. Anyway, what a great endorsement. I know, guys. I know. Anyway, so the reason I play that soundbite is the other day I'm sitting and talking to somebody, and it's one of those things where we're just like in deep conversation and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. Right. And they leave, and I'm just sitting there going, that whole conversation, I was a little uncomfortable in my britches. You know what I mean? And I look down, I swear to God, guys, major, not even just camel toe. It was a fucking moose knuckle I had going on. Oh my God, Scotty, you indeed were all balls in that conversation, weren't you? Cowboy? Yeah. It was a little embarrassing. Oh, Scotty, no, don't be embarrassed. That's you. That is you. You are all balls, and you let the world know. It's okay. Cowboy, I see your point, but come on, Scotty, listen. If anything, what you just did was assert your dominance to whoever's you's talking to. Okay, they're like, oh my goodness gracious, this man needs to be, talked to, interacted with great respect. Because my God, I am looking at him, this fella named Scott DeHuff, and he is all balls in those jeans. Scotty, you should be damn proud. Cowboy, you're right. I am proud. I am all balls. Oh, good stuff. It was just kind of embarrassing, though. All joking aside, I'm like, God damn it. Like, how bad was it? How bad was their angle of, my, yeah. And it happens to every guy. And ladies, it can happen to you too. That's normally the moose knuckle situation. We don't need to go into that. But holy cow. It reminded me so much of when Cowboy DeHuff originated, and I was with Joel Klatt and Mike Evans, and that I was wearing those really tight jeans, and I looked down and I'm like, oh shit, I am all balls in these jeans. Then I just used that mixed with, I had just watched The Family Guy, and what was it? I don't have that pulled up, where Ryan Reynolds was a guest voice on Family Guy. And I had just watched it the night before or 2 nights before, and he said this.
Do these pants look all right? Sometimes I put them on and I'm thinking I look all balls.
And that's where I got the idea, mixed and matched, boom, boom, boom. And Joe Klatt needed a cowboy's advice on, what to wear to, like Cheyenne Frontier Days and stuff like that. Anyway, guys, we got news. I swear to God, we're going to talk some news today. Got some amazing stories I want to get into. Local media, just hilarious take with listener interaction. I got a ton of mailbag that we're going to go through. Can't wait to get into that. We got a weird job in New York that I guess is only suited for people of New York, because if you're in New York, which I have a ton of New York listeners. I was looking at the data the other day. I'm like, how the hell do I have New York? Hey, I'm New York. Hey. I bet they hate that. We don't talk like that. Hey. I've never heard somebody talk like that in real life. I know a couple people from New York. They're just pricks. They don't sound like that. They're just pricks. But anyway, you got that coming up and some other stuff. I can't wait to join in, get into the headlines. Sorry, I'm all messed up. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Guys, don't forget to interact with the show any way you can. Leave a comment if you're able to, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. And if also on Spotify, that they allow comments and stuff like that, or anywhere else, do that. Leave a like, leave a review. Do appreciate that. And what we need to do right now is forget about the nonsense that is my life. And let's jump into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go! And now, here are the headlines.
Today's headlines are presented to you by Roof Goat USA. Check them out at roofgoatusa.com. Well, I'm a huge fan of people in media that kind of like we were talking about, all balls. That's right, Scotty. This guy's my favorite. He's no offense to you, but talk about all balls. This fella's number one. Numero uno, if you speak Spanish. Okay. Thanks, Cowboy. I'm a big fan of individuals that will speak truth, or at least, not be afraid to have a conversation, but do it in a professional manner as much as possible. And this guy, you've probably heard of him if you're here in Colorado. That being said, he does tend to trend nationally, if not internationally, with things that he does, because he's calm and collected, but hey, he's made of steel. Who am I talking about? Kyle Clark of 9 News here in Denver, KUSA, is a straight shooter and says things sometimes that angers people. And then what I love is he reads them on the show.
I recently referred to painful state budget cuts as nut-cuttin' time down on the ranch.
Oh, my.
Some of you appreciated that. A viewer named Debbie wrote in to say that was deeply offensive. So I will not say it again. Debbie has ruined it for everyone. Use whatever descriptor you like. Taking $1.5 billion out of the state budget is going to involve slicing some sensitive areas. Lots of viewer feedback tonight about the phrase nut cutting, and the viewer named Debbie who wrote in very offended about it. Steven says, Kyle, you always get the one who has to be offended on real world stuff. However, those of us who ranch know and understand and appreciate it. Thanks for being real. This note from Debbie, I did a double take, not that Debbie. Many of my friends know that Next is my favorite television show. I can't have them thinking it was this Debbie who was offended by nut cutting. As someone who grew up on a livestock farm, I found it to be quite appropriate. So let us set the record straight. The Debbie who was offended by the phrase nut cutting and got it banned from Next is not the Debbie you know.
I like how he said, we won't say it again. Then he proceeds to say it 3 more times. I love that. There's not enough of that. See, at least he was, he read her side. Obviously, he's being kind of condescending, kind of being a dick about it, but with a smile on his face. And he's like, listen, Debbie, we're not going to say it again. And then it says it 3 more times. But he's at least admitting that he reads the comments. He's interacting with the listeners, which a lot of people don't do because they're scared to do it, because God forbid you hear the truth. Sometimes I read it and I'm like, God damn it, why'd I read that? I was having such a good day. Then one guy just goes and takes a poop on, on the lawn type of thing. But Kyle Clark, he does it. He's a good follow. I think it's on Instagram. I'm Kyle Clark or something like that. Definitely worth your time. And he gets those non-freaking stop. And as soon as I'm watching this, first thing that pops in my head is Debbie Downer from SNL. You're talking about budget cuts, and you're referencing cows getting their balls chopped off. That hurts my feelings. I don't even know. It's like, come on, guys. We're way too soft. Way too soft. nut cutting time. If you went through a whole bunch of phrases, and I'm sure you guys can go dig some up and then comment on the show of things that we say that people have kind of lost the origin of its meaning. And I can't think of anything right now because I just thought of that idea. But it's the same thing. We say things all the time. Nut cutting time. I'm sorry, Debbie. You are probably a horrible person to be around. I'm sorry. He won't say it, but I'm gonna. Don't care. Oh my God, he said nut cutting time. If I was around Debbie, that Debbie, I'm sure she would be offended and probably go home and immediately write a complaint to whoever will listen. I heard him say some things that were just really bad. Come on, guys. Is it worth that? Here's the thing. And part of it is because she knows that he's going to read it. She took the time to complain about that. That's crazy to me. It takes a lot for me to complain about things. On Google, that's where I don't know anybody that really uses Yelp anymore, but I do everything on Google reviews, and I try to only comment when it's a great experience because everybody's so negative all the time. And I don't want to be the person who's just like, oh, I am so angry, and you're angry typing. Ah, this ruined my day. He said nut cutting. Good job, Kyle Clark. I like it. You don't know who I am, but I know you, and you are amazing. You got the biggest balls in the city. Like it. Scotty, that maybe don't say that too much. Why? What does it matter? Stop it. Listen, if you're a fan of balls, check out Kyle Clark, because he's got the biggest, nastiest balls around. There. Full endorsement. Full endorsement. We need more of that type of stuff around the media. He wasn't attacking her. He's just whatever. This is hilarious. And it really does kind of open your eyes to the reality of how the media works. Again, another media story. Did you see that CNN mistakenly published a tribute video to Michael J. Fox because they said he died? And then Michael J. Fox responded with, how do you react when you turn on the TV and CNN is reporting your death? Here's the crazy thing. And I was talking to my wife about this. And I kind of forget about it until moments like this. Big name celebrities, athletes, a lot of TV stations have these pre-done packages that are whatever that would be, memorial, whatever. So it's like a remembrance tribute video, like they accidentally played, right, for Michael J. Fox. So if you're a big name celebrity, they have something ready to go, especially the older you are, and if you have any sort of ailments, if you're battling any sort of illness, or maybe you're a reckless person. Like, guarantee you there's a Charlie Sheen one just ready to go. And every now and then they just add in a few things here and there as he makes more headlines in some fashion, right? They're just, it's just, hey, you know what? Maybe just add that to the tribute thing. It's weird, it's creepy, but that's just the way the news works, because everybody wants to be the first. I want to be the first to put out a video package of when my favorite celebrity dies. Okay? It's really creepy, but that's how it works. But it made me think, I should make a tribute video. So it's ready whenever I die. I know that sounds morbid to think about, but I haven't put it all together. But I did grab a clip from yesterday's show that I feel like has to be in it. I'm sorry. I don't know if he has a weird dick or not. Yeah. Yeah. I need to start saving clips of just random shit. It's like way out of context. Come on, this would be great. I'm sorry. I don't know if he has a weird dick or not. That's just like playing in like some church or whatever. I imagine it'd be a stadium. No. It's like some back alley. There's a couple people wandering by. Hey, do you want to join this? I don't know. Is there snacks? Yeah, we got some juice boxes and some old crackers. Go ahead. Who's this guy? I don't know. I'm just getting paid. That's funny. Good stuff. So weird. So weird that CNN would do that. How do you fuck that up? I remember way back in the day, there was rumors coming out that Penny Hardaway died. And we didn't talk about it on the air. But we had multiple people calling into our show and saying, you guys need to figure this out. I'm hearing this is happening. He was in Vegas and blah, 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 blah. And there was another radio station in town that went with the story. We didn't. So I was calling the police stations, and I think it was Vegas, calling them and say, any way you can confirm this? And they're like, no. They're like, off the record? No, never heard of it. This is not a thing. So you got to be, as a media member, especially with something like that, you don't want to be the first and be wrong. You would rather be accurate in that situation. So shame on CNN. Now what's going to be crazy is sadly, like within a couple days he passes away, because we've seen that a few times where somebody jumps the gun. Like, whoa. You're like an hour early, man. Shit. So yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hey, real quick, when it comes to roof repairs, you're going to want to go with the best. You're going to want to go with the GOAT. I know I talk about this all the time, but there's a good reason. You got to go with Roof Goat USA. They're the best of the best, and they are going to treat you like royalty. Todd the Goat knows, and he's the best too. Anyway, Roof Goat USA, they've been in business for over 24 years. They handle business out in Michigan. So if you're a Michigan listener, you might want to check them out. Get that roof inspected. They also handle business here in Colorado. And guess what? They're not just coming in because there's a storm and then leaving like so many roofing companies do. No. They're here. They're local. They got roots, guys. They got roots. That's why we're in business with them. Why DeHuff Uncensored is connected to Roof Goat USA, because they understand that they need to be part of the community to earn your trust. And there's nobody better. There's a reason why they're called the GOAT, because whenever it comes to repair, replacement, insurance claims, Roof Goat USA can handle it all. They can. And they're committed to giving you, the customer, the best experience possible and making sure they're putting the best product up there possible and doing the best job possible. In fact, they're going to put a 30-year guarantee on their work. That's 30-year coverage from install date, all materials and labor. Again, 30 years from date of installation. That's the Roof Goat USA way. So for all your roofing needs, contact the GOAT. Go to roofgoatusa.com. Again, roofgoatusa.com. You want me to say it again? I guess. Fine, Todd. roofgoatusa.com. You're welcome. Thank you. Experience the Roof Goat USA difference today. This is weird. This is weird. Because science is just so bizarre to me. A 300 million year old tentacled sea creature has lost its crown as the world's oldest octopus. I feel like an octopus would be a hard thing to figure out. It's, because that's the skeletal remains or what. I don't know. I'm not smart. Newsflash. I ain't smart. Okay. Anyway, it lost its crown as the world's oldest octopus after scientists found evidence that it's not an octopus at all. Oh my God. Hey, Scotty, I've been in the same position before. What? Connery? What? 1 minute you're having a great time. Next thing you know, that's not an old pussy at all. Octopus. I said octopus. My God. And by the way, Connery, there's a lot on said in what you just said. Oh, shit. Yes, you're right. Anyway, forget I said anything. God, Connery. Newly published research concludes that fossilized remains listed by Guinness World Records as the earliest known octopus belong instead to a relative of a nautilus. God, Jesus Christ. Cephalopod. Sure, I nailed that. And both tentacles and shell. God damn it, Connery, you fucked this up. Sorry, Scotty. I thought you were talking about old pussy, and we've all been there. No, we haven't. We haven't, Connery. Jeez, maybe you need to be, Scotty. Anyway. Jesus Christ. You could earn, if you're in New York City area, you could earn $1,000 per hour to kiss canines and sniff their breath. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Scotty. Where's your mother going to be? New York? I'm ashamed that I would be smelling her breath. Connery, such a dick. She's a lovely woman, and shame on you. Shame on you. The ideal candidate will be responsible for conducting breath tests around dog parks, creating a funkometer evaluation metric, and running competitive analysis in real time. I feel like we've talked about this before. It must be an annual thing. They're like, hey, it's that time of year again. Let's get some dumbass to smell some dog's breath, because I ain't going to do it. Here's the thing, guys. Is the money worth it? Dogs eat shit. Not all of them, but a good amount of them. My little dog does. Ooh, she loves that shit. The fresher, the better. And you want to be that person that goes up and like, oh my God, Jesus Christ, what is that smell? Sorry, my dog just ate a big pile of dookie. Hey, I'm from New York. What do you expect? Hey. New Yorkers. Ooh, goddamn you. But who wants to be the creep that goes around smelling dog's breath at the park? Well, I think we found one. Let's go check in with the creep at the park, and let's get some audio of him doing the gig. Hey, can I smell your doggy's breath? Oh, don't worry. I won't bite. Oh boy, that was a treat for me. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go rustle around in the bushes. Whoa! You're welcome. That's the creep in the park. That's so dumb. Thank you. You're welcome. Acting! I came up with that game, acting, on the 104.3 The Fan, and I don't know if they do it anymore. Probably not. But it started with Scott Hastings and Mike Evans. Scott Hastings didn't want to do it at first, but I want to say we did it around Valentine's Day to start, or maybe we were just trying to be fun and do it. No, we eventually used it for Valentine's Day, but it doesn't matter. So I proposed the idea, and we just got a quick scene. I printed out the script. The two guys would act it out, Mike Evans and Scott Hastings. They'd act it out real time on the air. People would have to call in with the correct answer for what movie they were acting out. Right? It was hilarious. It really was. I don't know if I still have the Mike Evans orgasm scene. That one was fucking hilarious. But anyway, real quick, let me look. Was that's when Harry met Sally, right? Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I don't think I have it saved. I know where it's at. I just don't have it. Here, Harry, you got that crazy look in your eye. I can't find it. But anyway, I don't know why I didn't have to bring up that I am the one that created it. But Hastings didn't like it at first. Then he did the scene, whatever. I think we did like 9.5 weeks or something. And then he's like, "This is funny. This is great." Because you got to play a woman. And he was just like, "Ooh, it's a lady." Oh, Scotty.
Ooh, it's a lady.
Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Then that transferred over to Mike Evans and Joel Klatt. And one time we had John Lovitz acting from the SNL skit. That's where we got that from. And John Lovitz did a skit in studio with us. It was the barn scene from A League of Their Own. And he was so great about it. I love John Lovitz. He's hilarious. And he was so down to earth when I met him. So cool. Anyway, there you go. We're going down memory lane. Guys, we got more coming your way. But real quick, put your junk in our trunk. Storms Bros Junk Removal. If your home, garage, office, or yard is looking like a disaster zone, no worries. You need to contact Storms Bros Junk Removal right now. Go to stormsbrothersjunk.com. Or what you can do is follow them on Facebook, and you can send them a direct message on Facebook with a picture of your junk from around the house, not your naughty parts, okay? Like unwanted stuff from around the house or office or construction site. Send them that picture, and they'll respond very quickly with a quote, a free quote, no hassle, okay? Pretty cool. So, yeah, I made a thing for social media. It says, "Show us your junk." So go ahead, find that, like it, and then do it. Be like, here. Don't be dirty though. Okay. Anyway. Listen, I get it. Things pile up over time. They do. We're in the middle of spring cleaning season. So you got stuff around, you got a bunch of clutter. It's giving you stress. I get it. Especially with the idea of, oh, I got a bunch of stuff. I know I need to get rid of it, but how the heck do I get rid of it? I can't just throw everything away because sometimes there's big pieces or there's just so much and the regular trash won't take it. Well, that's why you call Storms Bros Junk Removal. They'll take care of it. Doesn't matter if it's couches, sofas, futons, mattresses, box springs, appliances, electronics. Maybe you got a big pile of like wood from trees that you cut down or something, drywall, construction materials, yard waste, or even if you're clearing out a warehouse, stuff like that. They can do it all. Just go to stormsbrothersjunk.com right now. Get that free quote. That's stormsbrothersjunk.com, or you can give them a call, 303-736-9404, 303-736-9404. It's Storms Bros Junk Removal. Put your junk in our trunk. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's go. We have so much in the mailbag. Let's go ahead and jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
Well, just real quick before we get fully into the mailbag, when you send in a question to the show, just a quick reminder.
You can ask me anything you want. You can talk sex. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, Mr. President, I don't know if I want to be giving out sex advice or whatever, but you never know. You know what? Nothing's off the table. Jeffrey wrote in, DeHuff, a personal question for you. How would you say you've changed professionally and personally since leaving the fan? To me, you seem like a much larger talent than ever before. Thank you. Thank you. Look at you. You're sweeter than honey. Anyway, national media sites. Oh, yes. Somebody's tried to get in my pants, aren't they? Whoa, Jeffrey, calm down. I'm married. I'm married. Anyway, then he finishes with thanks for the entertainment. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a big question to ask and to answer. Professionally, I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget. I'm a lot more confident on air. I will say that. Whereas before, I had a lot of anxiety. I've explained that to my daughter, who sometimes deals with anxiety. I think a lot of people do. Maybe you just don't realize it until you're put into a situation. I would have panic attacks on the air. And there's plenty of times where, say, Mike Evans would ask me to do something. Hey, get ready to do this. And I'd be like, no, can't. And for whatever fucking reason, I just couldn't muster up essentially the courage and just the clarity to do a bit. And sometimes I would refuse to go on the air. It sounds weird, but I feel like a lot of that has been broken up, and I'm able to move past that. In fact, to the point where I would have no hesitation to do a 3-hour show with or without somebody. Now, that being said, I have to, if I'm on the air radio station, I got to watch out for the FCC. But to actually have a producer, a board op, and I don't have to worry about that stuff. They can worry about it, and I just have to worry about talking. I think that's definitely in my wheelhouse now, and I'm a lot more relaxed to that idea. Just more, I guess, essentially, when it comes to radio, podcast, whatever, I just believe in myself more as a talent and what I bring to the table. Personal, it's funny because you had sent me this, and I had just sent a message to somebody, and what I try to do is personally is I try to reach out to more people in the industry that I know and remind them of how good they are. I know that sounds weird, but there's a lot of negativity, especially in the industry I'm in, media, whether it's radio, television, or podcasting. There's just a lot of people that just want to ride the wave of negativity, and they don't want to compliment other people. And listen, at the end of the day, this show is about trying to uplift people, and we poke fun of certain things, but at the end of the day, we're just laughing at the hard things at times. And there's that's just the way I've always thought a show should be, is you should be uplifting people, the community. And there's not a lot of that in media. I will say somebody that I used to work with that is really good about that is Mike Evans of The Fan. He was always good with that. I assume he still is, but he loved getting air checks. That's where, like, an air check, if you don't know, is if I took a segment from this show and sent it to, say, Mike Evans and said, hey, can you listen to this and give me some feedback, good and bad? And he loves doing that, but not now he doesn't want to get bombarded with like 50 people, but if you ask him nicely, hey, if I send you this, when you get a chance, could you listen to it and give me some feedback? He loves doing that, and he's the type of guy that would take notes. I like how he said this or she said this. Maybe next time you think about going in this direction and blah blah blah. So he's always good with that, and I kind of took that from him in a sense. But I also remember in other industries I was in, when I was in grocery, there was a lot there, again, filled with negativity. And the people that stood out were the people that were always nice and complimentary to other employees and management. And it's like, well, I would rather be that. And so it really, I think, took off. Like what I was saying before is I had just, before I got this from Jeffrey, I had just sent Scott Hastings a text message saying, hey, by the way, I said, FYI, I don't remember exactly what I said. Something about, I was like, I love it when, because I cut up press conference video for Mile High Sports. And I said, I just want to point out, you ask the best questions because you can tell that you know the game inside and out, and I just love that. And then I always end it with "miss you" or "love you" or something like that, and then he responds back with the same thing or equivalent. And that's or we just talk about stuff, and I think that needs to be more of a thing in media, especially. Is it can be a lot of self-centered um, egos. That's what it is. There's a lot of people that they in order to be a good host, you have to believe you're going to be a good host. That's just the way it is. If you want to be a good talent, you have to believe you're a good talent. But that doesn't mean that you have to be a dick to everybody else. You could Dan Tanner is he's a producer / host on Altitude 92.5. He used to be my intern at the Fan way back in the day. Every now and then, if I'm tuning in or I see him on social media, I'll send him a text. Dude, you're doing a great job. I just feel like we need to do that more to people. It's sending out positive vibes when you're not expecting to get positive vibes. He's just doing his gig. He knows he knows his shit. He's doing a great job. Why not tell him? Anyway, that's kind of I feel like I'm in a better position now mentally because I'm not overly exhausted. And I really can take a step back and go, oh, this needs to happen more. I do that with a lot of guys, whether it's Zach By, Vic Lombardi, Mark Mosier. I haven't done it to Cecil Lammy in a while, but he sends me funny gifts every now and then. So, and then Josh Dover, all these guys. I just feel like that's something we should all do, whether it's in your industry or not. Just send something positive to people out there. It's good. If you receive that, hey, just so you know, saw what you did today. That was awesome. That was great. It's just whatever. We don't need to go down too serious of a path. Team Pato wrote on Spotify, and he's responding to the other day. He asked if I could change Crackhead Mike to Crackhead Brad. I don't know if you remember that because I referred to somebody as Crackhead Mike. Apparently, Team Pato's name is Mike. So I did that as a courtesy. I was like, it's Crackhead Brad. Guess what he responded with? Nice. I'll have to send this episode to my brother. His name's Brad. Oh, you sly little bitch. Oh, dickhead Mike. Oh, bitch, no. Kitty got claws. I like it, though. A little sibling rivalry. I just had somebody call you a crackhead, bro. I like that. My brother's name's Chris. I guess I could say Crackhead Chris. My sister, real quick, my sister used to say this to us because she's 5 years older than me, 4 years older than my brother. And she would say, Chris went piss in Scotty's potty. Used to drive us mad. Like, if we had that vocabulary, we'd be like, you fucking bitch. Could you imagine that as like a 5-year-old, 6-year-old? You bitch, you can't say that. Carl responded to me saying how bad of an umpire I was. I was saying that I'm just terrible at it. He said, you're a better ump than me, because this is Coach Carl. He said, I can't stay focused. Too many squirrels take my attention away all the time. Yeah, it's true. It is not an easy. We've talked about it so much the past few weeks with ABS in the MLB and umpires missing horrible calls. CB Buckner, just terrible, terrible. And it just, good reminder. Listen, here's the thing. If you think you could be a good umpire, go out and do it. They pay you in Little League to be an umpire. I don't know how much it is, but they're always looking for somebody. And you just have to go through umpire training. And I imagine it would be fun because you're doing it. You're interacting and helping kids experience a game from a unique perspective. I think a lot of people are fearful, like myself, to be an umpire or a referee in any sport. But if you think you could do it, go do it. It's the same thing with coaching. When I first had my son in baseball, I was the example of I talk too much and not let the coach enough. Because there's times where I was the annoying parent go, Jackson, do this, or JD, do this from the stands. And now I realize you can't do that. That's way too distracting for the kids. Just let the coaches coach, and parents, we need to shut our mouths. That's just the way it goes. I've learned from my mistakes. And it also was the point where I think at one point Carl was like, you should come over here and do this. And then it got to the point where I was like, yeah, why not? Why not help out the kids grow, develop? I can learn more about baseball. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did. It's a very unique thing to do that I didn't think, 5 years ago that I would be doing. Never thought of it. So, the roundabout way, Carl, yes, you do suck at umping, as do I. But those who can't ump, coach. This was on YouTube, Yodo Bird. I think I'm saying that right. How about using shot collars for when umpires make bad calls? That's a great idea. You want them to pay attention? Ah, God, fuck. I just pissed my pants. Well, that was a ball, not a strike, dickhead. I am so sorry. It's a strike. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. Is this strike or ball? I don't know. I'm so confused from getting shocked. No crying in baseball. There's something to it. They would never do that. Not their neck. I mean, maybe their genitals. Sorry. There'd be one guy toughing it out, and he'd be like, I love making the wrong calls. Oh. I think he just called 4 balls in a row, and I think he just climaxed, Bob. That's right. Bases are loaded. He keeps calling balls, even though it's clearly strikes. Oh, boy. Yeah. You're welcome. That's how we're going to end the show. You're welcome. That's it for the news from the Storms Bros Junk Removal Studios. You can hit them up at stormsbrothersjunk.com. And if you go like them on Facebook, send them a direct message and send them a picture of your junk that's around the house. Okay? Jeez. Get your mind out of the gutter, you silly fucker. Send them your stuff that you need to get rid of that needs to be hauled away, and they'll give you a quote rapid fire right back to you. It's pretty cool. Also, big thanks to Roof Goat USA. Check them out at roofgoatusa.com. Go to their website, whether you're in Michigan or Colorado, and sign up for that free evaluation. They'll send somebody out to the house and look at the roof, see what's going on, and make a plan from there. Pretty cool. They're great people too. This is the thing, guys. When you look at the people that sponsor this program, they're people that I want to be around. Whether it's Bill from Roof Goat, amazing human being, a lot of energy, but he's the goat and he knows everything about roofs. And then Richie and Benson from Storms Bros Junk Removal, they're great people too. I got people from Owl Pipe ID about to sign up late in like a week or two. Amazing human beings. I want to be associated with great people. So if I put my endorsement behind it, most likely it's because I like them, unless they want to shell out a bunch of money. I'm just kidding. I totally ruined that. But those guys are great human beings. If you want to be a sponsor of the program, I love it. We can always talk and see if we want to move forward. hit me up, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. Again, DeHuffPodcast@gmail.com. You guys are amazing. Have a wonderful weekend. Let's keep moving forward. I'll talk to you next time.